Hey folks, it's JANG here with a look at a LEGO City set called Excavator and Truck. Comes with 311 pieces. Here's a look at the excavator half of the set. As you can see, it is a wheeled excavator, not a tracked one. These do really exist. They're not used so much in the United States where I am, but they are used more commonly in other countries, so it is realistic in that respect. You see this one has a claw-style bucket or claw-style attachment on it, and this is actually really cool. You can see a rubber band over that. The white band going around it is a rubber band to help keep it closed up. However, you can just squeeze any two of these little handles at the top and all four fingers come apart. Notice you can also rotate this around to get better grips on things that have a particular angle where it's better to get in there. So this works out really nicely. It's succinct, it's small, doesn't have a lot of funky looking pieces. Would have been nice to get that rubber band in a, maybe a gray color or something so it didn't stand out so much, but this looks really nice. You can also angle this around because it's got a ball joint, one of the relatively new ball joint style attachment points up here, so you can angle it different ways. You can also change the angles of the segments of the arm here because this can come out here. You can still angle that down. You can reach way far out like this. Look at how far out that's able to go. If you're looking over a hill, you can go way down from above, and it can also reach way up in the air so far that I need to move the camera up. Whoa, it can actually go a little bit farther than that, and this is the attachment is still almost facing straight down. They do give you some pieces in this set to play around with actually picking up. They just give you some random demolition results and stuff that you can pick up, and this actually works. Frequently when you go to pick stuff up, stuff will get kind of caught between the teeth like that, but it's still secure. That's not going to suddenly fall out on its own. This whole thing uses a number of curved pieces around it to give it a very modern look. A lot of modern excavators are very curvy to help them to turn around in small spaces. You see curves along the edges here, curves all around the back. Got some nice angled sloped grill style pieces here with your dual exhaust coming out the middle, so a little bit different from the normal styling, and this is able to rotate around at the center. It's got that ratcheted style of main joint, so it's going to stay facing whichever direction you put it in, however you orient it, and you can use it exactly the same this way as this way, and it rolls very nicely because those tires are fairly large, they're real rubber, and they're pretty soft. You get access to the cockpit, the operator's area, by just removing the front windscreen as well as the roof at the same time. There you can see I put an operator in place, and he does have 2 control sticks. Here's the truck half of the set, and as you can see it is a dump truck or tipper truck, depending upon what country you're from, which terminology you use. Cab forward, kind of a medium duty style of cab on this thing. Got the dual axles at the rear, a very large bed to this thing, or the hauling area of it. Very large, very open. It's fully as wide inside of there due to the use of these large bracket pieces. It's fully as wide as the entire truck is, so you can really haul a lot of stuff with this thing. It is able to dump, does not have a simulated hydraulic ram in there or anything, but it's able to dump fully up. This comes up all the way just by using one of the relatively modern Technic style hinge pieces down there that uses a full Technic pin. The fuel tanks are not that great looking, just big old squares, rectangles basically, but I think the cab looks pretty good. Also, when this thing dumps, it is able to, of course, open at the back. This just hinges open, and you can actually use that to kind of hold the thing in place if you want to just leave it there and pose it there for a long time. The cab does look pretty nice, I'd say. Has a little bit of a different look from ones that they've done before. They actually use a Technic gear piece there, the straight kind of style, and some different styles of lights. So that's pretty cool. Just a little bit of variance there. Also the blue color, something they haven't used a lot in recent times. And of course you can remove the roof to get easy access into your driving compartment. Put the driver in there. You've also got your requisite mug of coffee, and you can open up the doors on the sides just to see in there a little bit more easily. On the underside of this thing, you can see another interesting thing, a new piece for the 2015 series, this wheel holder. Just an interesting new option that we have for getting vehicles to be lower down and having better connections to them. This assembly is a basic style of conveyor belt that's designed for moving material upwards, and this is going to work in conjunction with the truck. It's also going to work in conjunction with the excavator, so all this stuff will play together very well. You would have your excavator over here, and it would be picking up material, so you could actually do that with the toy. You know, you don't have to pick the pieces up by hand. Use this to put material into there. Once you do, you can rotate this very easy to access knob over here, and this is just a big feeder bucket that will slowly put parts onto the belt. The belt is going to lift the individual pieces up. Sometimes they'll fall down. Sometimes I've found they actually will fall out the side also. That's a little bit unfortunate. You know, some material will just kind of get lost. You do have to adjust things in here a little bit so it doesn't work as perfectly as I would like it to in terms of actually feeding the material in, but give it a little bit of help and this will allow you to load stuff up into the truck, and there stuff goes. Here's a closer look at the two minifigures. The guy on the right is nothing new. He's just a regular miner type guy or generic construction worker. The guy on the left brings us some new things. There's a new print there for that torso piece. He's got brown arms on, and check out that hat. It's a regular construction hat, hard hat, just like the guy on the right has, but it has a second piece over it to represent ear protection. Now, they've done this before. Just last year they brought out a new system with a new type of hat and a new add-on headphone or earpiece, you know, ear protection piece, but this here is all in one. That's all one thing. It's fused together. It's originally two pieces of plastic, but they cannot be taken apart, at least certainly not easily. It all just fits together more tightly and it's just in a smaller space. Looks a little bit more believable, a little bit less toyish than the last version. So that's an interesting new piece. Here you also get to see the printing on the back of that new torso. You also get some minifigure accessories here with a couple sticks of dynamite. One of them has a countdown timer on it. This is just a tray to hold some tools, and the tools include a jackhammer, a shovel, and a push broom. This is all stuff that's useful for demolition. So these are pretty straightforward, kind of realistic based things, nothing particularly new, just slightly different ways of creating them. And I think that the little stuff that's different from previous sets that are similar is done well. I think that the arm on the excavator works really well and looks good even though it doesn't have any simulated hydraulic rams on it. The truck holds a lot of cargo for the size of the truck on the whole. And you put everything together here and it makes for an actual play set. You can actually do a bunch of stuff without buying any additional sets. It's not fantastic, it just does what it needs to do. Let me know your thoughts about this set down in the comment section below. Also, please hit thumbs down or thumbs up on the video depending upon which you think it deserves. I'll be talking to you again very soon.